Hi, I'm Jack Kaiser, and this is our second program with the Executive Director of the Community Table, Rachel Keniston. Welcome back, Rachel.
Thank you.
In our last program, we talked about the mission and the history of Community Table. And today's program, I want to talk with you about how this all comes together. But first of all, let's talk about the ways and means of producing this. Where do you get your supplies and your food from?
We're very fortunate in the Eau Claire community. With Feed My People here, we are able to purchase for every dollar we spend, $10 of food. Most of what we purchase from Feed My People is protein, so turkey, chicken, beans. Feed My People gets their food through Feeding America, and Community Table requested to find out if we qualified to be a Feeding America agency as well. We were partnered with Target. So daily when Target takes the produce off of their shelves, instead of it going into a dumpster, it's given to Community Table. What we use, we keep track of the weight. What we don't use, we give to St. Francis Food Pantry so that families can get that fresh produce right away. What we use in a year averages 29,504 pounds of produce. That's significant. So that good, healthy fruits and vegetables help drive our menus. We also get food donations from other local businesses. There are several. When a restaurant has overstock, often they'll contact us and say, could you use this? Panera regularly on Mondays gives us their day-olds from the weekend, so we're able to give some nice treats that way, and we have really good bread. There are local businesses that give us damaged product, overruns. Food doesn't go to waste in the Eau Claire community.
You have overhead, you have salaries, wages.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
Okay, we do apply for some grants. Locally, we apply through the City of Eau Claire, the Housing Authority, for what's called the Community Block Distribution Grant, and that helps. That is federal monies. It amounts to 2 cents on every dollar of our budget. I like to say that we are funded by the Eau Claire community. We do have a donor database that we've kept track of. We send out a mailing 2 times a year. One is an annual report type thing that tells what's been happening. That comes in the spring. And then we do one in the fall that is, we refer to it as an endowment letter asking people to please remember us in their end of year giving. We do one major fundraising event a year. It's Picnic on the Green. That's at Pine Meadow Golf Course. It's huge for us. Pine Meadow offers the venue, so they're a wonderful sponsor. Sodexo Foods from Blue Gold Dining on campus provides the food for it, and they do high-end, it's the best food you can find in Eau Claire. It's a real treat.
And these are donated by Pine Meadows and Sodexo.
Yes, they are donated. And then we also have wonderful community sponsorships for that event. We do seek grants from businesses that are here in Eau Claire, from foundations of businesses that have connections to Eau Claire. We have cash boxes that we keep one in our dining room. We have many guests that put money into that. They might not be able to put very much into it, and they're not required to put anything into it. But it does help sometimes if someone's feeling like I can't take a free meal, they can put something small into that and they feel better about it. There are businesses that have cash boxes out for us as well.
And I recall from the last program, you said that when volunteer groups come in to prepare a meal, they each give $100. Does that go towards your overhead?
Yes.
A little simple math would tell me that in 365 days a year, there'd be over $36,000 donated by the people who are doing the work.
Yes, and that is a huge thing for us.
How does a meal come together?
When our kitchen manager looks at what comes from Target, and as well as Target, we do all summer get produce from gardeners, from the local community garden as well. So sometimes our guests will go work in the community garden and say, please give the produce to Community Table. So when you look at food, an example just last week, we had green peppers, hundreds of them. We had stuffed green peppers. We had a kale salad alongside, which normally people would look and say, kale salad. What we have found is that hunger is a wonderful appetite stimulant, and that all of us are hungry for good food, and when it's prepared well, we're a little bit adventurous, so we try it and, oh, I didn't know I liked that.
If I was to go over to the community table a few hours before a scheduled meal and just hang around and watch, what would I see?
I like to say it's like the old corn husking bees or quilting bees that we talked about that happened historically. It's groups of people either from a church group, from businesses, from civic clubs, even neighborhood groups. There are family groups, friends that have said, we'll commit to giving you $100. When they come, we give them a job. They go through those fruits and vegetables, sometimes using them to prepare for an entree, always preparing them for salads, for either a fresh fruit salad or a fresh garden salad of some kind. Then when they're working on this, they're sorting through, taking out pieces that might not be good. We say if we wouldn't serve it to our own families at home, we don't serve it at community table. While you're working, it's happy noises, it's conversations, it's visiting about food, visiting about the weather, visiting the way we oftentimes don't get time to sit and visit with each other. If we finish early, we go to the dining room and we can sit and have a coffee and visit.
The guests start coming, what would I see?
When guests walk in the door, there's coffee. They sit and visit with each other. Our guests are a broad assortment of people. Most people come because of financial need, but people come for many reasons. When an older couple, when one spouse dies and one is left behind, and eating's a social thing. I don't sit and think very often about what am I going to eat. I think more about who will I be eating with. So when one spouse is left alone, it's lonely. We have some people who have come because of that. There's one group of people I sat with one day, and they're talking about their white blood cell counts. And I looked at them and said, why do you guys all know what your white blood cell counts are? All of them are in cancer treatment. They thought I knew, and they happened to find each other at community table. Their physicians had told them, when your white blood cell counts are good enough, your immune system's strong enough, you can go eat, you're going to get a healthy meal, you're going to feel less sorry for yourself, you're going to have people that you can visit with. Again, we don't know why people come. There's many reasons.
At the conclusion of the meal, what would I see you doing?
Cleanup is important too. Our new kitchen manager says a clean space is a happy place. Our guests love to help clean up. They help in the dining room. They can help with washing tables, doing chairs. In the kitchen, there's cleanup too. We are inspected by the City County Health Department the same as restaurants are. So our volunteers have to meet certain regulations. Cleanup isn't always fun, but we make it happy and we have fun doing the work.
We're at the end of our time for this program, which means we've got a lot more to talk about.